Hi everyone, my name is Regina Pagosian and I have created a healthcare interoperability toolkit. So I was the only member of this team, so everything that has been done was created by me. So what were the project goals and requirements? So I wanted to create a toolkit that allowed engineers to be able to more easily learn the different tools that are out there and available for creating healthcare technologies. I wanted something to be very simple, something that they could learn really easily by coding and by doing. And I also added in different checkpoints and checks for understanding to make sure that the engineer actually knows and understands the content that has been provided. So there was some research done. I had to look at the different tools and I had to learn the different options that are available for those tools and I had to create content for it. And so most of my research kind of fell into there. And I guess another reason why I believed that I needed to create a toolkit was because there are so many different types of tools and machines and programs out there, and not everything fits well together, and there's no simple thing that can combine, for example, a DICOM, something that takes in DICOM files and puts it into an electronic health record. So having a toolkit that will allow engineers to be able to know how to use these tools will allow for more interoperability tools to be created and allow different types of things to be used interchangeably between each other. So now let me get into my demo. So here is the GitHub repository that includes everything that there is for this toolkit. There's a README file that kind of explains what this toolkit has, where to find them, and just kind of the things that are available to the engineers. And so up here, as you can see, there's three different tools that there are tutorials for. We've got HappyFire, and so you've got a full tutorial under the HappyFire tutorial, as well as the tutorial broken down into the different things that it covers. So we've got the condition tutorial, observation, and patient tutorial, which kind of goes into how to create a patient object, a observation object, and a condition object. And here, this Java file is a template where they can practice writing their own code and seeing if they can get it to work. And then in the check for understanding, there is a link to a Quizlet, and they can go through the Quizlet and see if they understand everything that they've been learning. Now the other two, we've got the RedCap, which is also very similar. You've got the RedCap tutorial, which includes all of the tutorial information, and then you got the managed data and the creating a survey, which are two sub pieces of this tutorial, which are also included in the big main tutorial. They're just separated out for convenience. And that check for understanding also has another Quizlet that goes along with it. And lastly, we've got the Smart on Fire, you've got the tutorial, you've got different files that'll help you help engineers to try the project and learn a couple of things about it. The other two things that I have on here is the research, which are different websites that can be used, that was used in creating this toolkit, as well as the Gantt, which I will go over in a second. And so here's the Gantt chart. And so this has changed throughout the project, but as you can tell, beginning of April was a lot of prepping and creating the written documents and tutorials for the 3 toolkits, as well as then later on creating those toolkits, creating the check for understanding, and then creating the this PowerPoint presentation, as well as other final requirements that were needed to be done for this project. So what's next? So my goal is to continue to add tutorials for different types of tools that are out there. As I mentioned before, there's not much information, there's not really a tool for integrating DICOM with the Fire, so that would be a really interesting and will help the engineers a lot if that toolkit was included. And in addition, to kind of expand more on the tutorials that are available, and to allow for a more deeper and a complex problems, so that engineers kind of can go through that and become more familiar with them. So far, this is a very general and very just something to allow them to wet their toes in the different tools that are out there. But it would be cooler if I could expand upon this toolkit and continue adding more tools that would allow growth in the healthcare community. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial and the toolkit, and I hope it is very beneficial to future engineers. Thank you.